Heyo, your friendly neighborhood quarter guy here, and I apologize for lack of a video last week. And it's been 2 weeks without a my 25 cents worth, and let's just say there was a family event the last weekend, so I wasn't able to make my usual unscripted. But I am able to do it this week, and well, there was something big that happened this past week, mainly the latest batch of Pokémon Sun and Moon news. First off, our old Pokémon are getting new Alola forms. We've gotten a few reveals so far, the first and most significant being Alola form Exeggutor. Already it's in the subject of countless memes on Twitter and whatnot, mainly due to the fact that it's a taller palm tree now, and it also happens to be a grass dragon type. Now, this is a pretty interesting change, but from what I've seen, it kind of makes sense. The whole dragon fruit connection might be stretching it a little bit. Next, we have Alola forms for the Vulpix line, Vulpix and Ninetales, and they're ice types now, and they look simply gorgeous. I mean, Alola form Vulpix just looks so adorable with its light blue, powder blue, white color scheme, and it's just, I want to hug it so much. Oh, it'd be such a... Ooh. And Alola form Ninetales, oh, it's so beautiful. Oh, and it happens to be an Ice Fairy type, so rip most dragons. Yeah, I want to get my hands on those Alola forms. Next Alola form happens to be the Sandshrew line, Sandshrew and Sandslash. They're Ice Steel, so they have a couple quad weaknesses, but... well... Alola form Sandshrew looks like an igloo. That's all I can say, it looks like an igloo. As for Alola Sandslash, I can see why a lot of people have been saying it looks like Sonic. I mean, the design kind of looks that way. So, with the Alola forms, it makes me wonder, are they ditching Mega Evolutions in Gen 6? I mean, in Gen 7? Well, we've heard no word about any new Mega Evolutions yet, and judging from the Alola forms and another feature that I'm bringing up, well, that was brought up in the news this past week, I'm not sure that they are gonna have Mega Evolutions in Gen 7. I don't know. Next, we have some new Pokemon. We have Fomantis and Lurantis. They're like grass mantis Pokemon, and they've got a new signature move called Solar Blade. Looks like they took Solar Beam and made it into Kagura's Astral from BlazBlue. Seriously, that's what it looks like. We got Mudbray, which is the pre-evolved form of Mudsdale, and it's a donkey Pokemon. So we finally have a donkey Pokemon for the first time. So I'm pretty sure people are probably going to nickname it Donkey. At least a few people are. The next one is a unique bird Pokemon called Oricorio. It has 4 different forms, seemingly one for each island, based on different forms of dances. We have one for flamenco, we got pom-pom dancing, we have hula, and we have, like, Japanese fan dancing. Each of these 4 different styles has a new type, well, a different typing, and it's got a special ability called Dancer that allows it to copy dance moves of other Pokemon, which I'd say is pretty interesting. Yeah, it kind of seems like a gimmick, but if its stats are good, at least it might see some use. Next one we have is Minior. It's basically a meteorite Pokemon that has looks like a coconut. And when it with its shields down ability, when it takes enough damage, the shell comes off, and I swear to God, it looks like a Luma. Seriously, it looks a lot like a Luma from Super Mario Galaxy. And it even has different colors. I mean, seriously. And last, we have the last new Pokemon revealed on the last update, Gumshoos, basically it's the evolved form of Yungoos, and yeah, you can make the comparison. I'm not going to make it on here. So, the roster is shaping up pretty interestingly. Depending on what Pokemon I have fun with and enjoy using, I might make a top 10 Alola Pokemon at some point after I've played the games. But we have more to go on. It seems that they're trying to shake up the formula with the Island Challenge. Basically, you complete the challenges of the trial captains, then you face a totem Pokemon, and the final test is a battle with the kahuna of each island. Yeah, there's 4 islands and 4 trials and 4 kahunas, so on the plus side, this could be a good shake-up to the formula. On the minus side, I'm a little sad that I might have to wait yet another generation for a Dark-type gym leader. Seriously. Game Freak, I really want to see a Dark-type gym leader at some point. I mean, we've had Elite Four members who use the Dark-type, but never a gym leader. Since Gen 2, when the Dark-type was introduced. Please. Anyway, there's a couple other things that were revealed. One of them being Ride Pokemon, which seems like an extension of concepts that were brought in Gen 6 games. X and Y had you being able to ride on a Go-Goat, and Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire let you fly around on a Megalatios or Megalatias, and it looks like they're expanding upon that. Which seems like it might lead to the end of HMs. Which would be a welcome change, to be honest. I mean, the HMs seem more and more redundant nowadays. The need for them seems... If these Ride Pokemon are replacing HMs, I will gladly welcome it. And the last one, which seems to be the primary gimmick for this generation, Z-moves. Apparently you're given a special bracelet, and you can fit a crystal to it, and you can have your Pokemon do a super move, basically, once per match. And there's one per each move. There's one Z-move for each type. Gigavolt Havoc, Bloom Doom, Hydro Vortex, Inferno Overdrive. But the silliest thing about them is, in order to activate the Z-moves, your trainer basically does a JoJo pose. Yeah, Pokemon has officially become JoJos, and the Pokemon have become like stands. Oh boy. But yeah, things are shaping up to be pretty interesting for Generation 7. I'm looking forward to it. Now, I'm currently working on my next countdown. I'm working on the script. I've got just a couple segments left to script for it. It's my top 10 least favorite boss battles. And for September, I'm thinking of doing top 10 Neo Geo games. Yeah, I missed out on the 25th anniversary, but the Neo Geo is still an important part of gaming history, and I feel it needs to be talked about. Well, it would be nice to talk about it anyway. And for October, once again, my 5-year anniversary of starting making countdowns on YouTube. So, I'll leave that a surprise for now. Now for my question of the week, which Pokemon would you like to see get Alola forms? As always, leave your answer in the comments below. Favorite comments will be featured on the next episode. Here are last episode's winners. And with that, time for the fourth wall mailbag. As always, send me your questions via YouTube messages, and I'll pick my favorite questions and answer them on the next episode. First question comes from Dark Aura Productions, who asks, what was your thoughts on a Mega Man Players winning second place at EVO 2016 Smash 4? Holy crap, I can't believe someone got that far with Mega Man. I mean, Mega Man has been historically, in Smash 4, mid-tier at best, because of the nature of his attacks being mostly projectile-based, and, but, the fact that someone got to the grand finals with Mega Man is just... It gives me hope. Seriously, it just gives me hope. Seriously, the dream is not dead. I don't really watch EVO that often, but there are times when I take notice, and this was one of those times. Next question comes from Nikki Corbins, who asks, what are your thoughts and reactions to Sonic Mania? Well, for one thing, it should keep the classic Sonic fans pretty happy. I mean, we've got the classic 2D gameplay, we have 2 playable characters and Knuckles. and from what I understand, Sega is actually collaborating with studios who are involved with fan projects, from what I understand, which is definitely a plus. Kind of reminds me of Street Fighter Cross Mega Man. How it was basically how Capcom basically gave the green light to the player who was making the fan project to finish it. Now, as long as I'm bringing up Sonic Mania, I might as well bring up the trailer for Sonic Project 2017. Yeah, it looks pretty awesome, though I do have to question, is this basically going to be a follow-up to Sonic Generations? It wouldn't surprise me, considering they brought in classic Sonic in the trailer. I'm hoping they bring in other characters as well, like, I don't know, Mighty, Chaotic Group. Hopefully they make Silver actually good this time. Oh, and by the way, what excited me the most about the Sonic Project 2017 trailer? Mention of the NX. Sega is going in with the NX. That is a good thing. It needs that third-party support. Next question comes from Mitch Katrensky, who asks, have you ever thought of doing a 25 cents worth live stream? Well, I have before. Twice, in fact. One for my 50th episode, and one for my 100th episode. And I'm probably going to do another one for my 200th episode. Question is whether I'm going to do it on YouTube or Twitch, and whether I'm going to play a game while I'm doing it. But that'll be something to look forward to. Next question comes from the Roman Vulcan, who asks, if Capcom made an official Mega Man or Mega Man X FPS, would you be hyped to play it? I'd be pretty hyped to play it. I mean, it's Mega Man after all. Of course, we do have the fan project Mega Man 8-Bit Deathmatch, which is available at cutstuff.net/mm8bdm. Shameless plug. But that's just a fan project, but it is pretty fun. I mean, I did do my most recent Patreon party with that game, and we had a blast with it, to be honest. But if Capcom made an official Mega Man FPS, I'd be all for it. Final question comes from Jack Stevenson, who asks, thoughts on Waluigi? The only objective answer I can give is... Wah!